Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and in this video of Python programming we are going to discuss following topics. So we are going to discuss about some of the operations which we can perform or which are related to a list. So first one is list comprehension, then second is diff function, then enumerate, and finally we will be discussing about slicing. So let's get started quickly on Visual Studio Code. So here I have copied all the topics which we are going to cover, and first one is list comprehension. So what is list comprehension? So list comprehension is in Python is to create a new list based on an existing list. And how we can do that? Let's suppose I have a list and that contains some numbers like this. So what I want is that my new list should contain the double of this number. So if I want to write it, I would say L double, and this list should contain the double of every element which is present in L. So what does I mean by that? So, and how can I do that? So in list comprehension, first we need to define a variable and then the operation which we want to perform. So what I want is that I want double of every element which is in L. So I will say x into 2, where x is any number, and where it is lying in for x in L. So this is how we perform list comprehension. And now let me quickly print L underscore double to see what does the L double contains. So if I print it, if I run this program quickly on my screen, so here you can see that it contains the double of every element. So here is 2, 4, 10, 12, 14 and 16. So 2 is a double of 1, 4 is double of 2, then 10 is double of 5, and finally 8 is double of 16, and so are that all the elements which are present has a what you can say double present in the list L double. So this is the simple mathematical operation which we can perform. This is how we can perform a simple mathematical operation or any arithmetic operation on a list and create a new list out of it. But let's suppose we want to have some condition based on which it should contain the elements in our new list. So what does I mean by that? Let's suppose you want that L even should be created, and this L even should contain all the even elements present in L. So how we can achieve that using list comprehension? So to achieve that, we again simply put a bracket and then we will say, hey, it should contain x, where x is any number, and let's say I say y. So and y is present in L, and what condition it should satisfy? It should satisfy y modulo 2 is equals to 0. So here you can see that we are saying, hey, L even contains the element y, where y is elements in L and which satisfy the condition if y modulo 2 is equals to 0. And let me print the value of L even now. So you will see that when I do this, here you can see that now L even contains 2, 6 and 8. So these are the elements which are even in nature, and this is saved inside L even. So this is how we use list comprehension in Python. So that is all for the list comprehension. Now let's move to another topic, that is diff function. And what is the purpose of diff function? It is used to combine two lists into a list of tuples. So what do I mean by that? Let's suppose I have a list of names and it contains Sam, then Tom, and then Jerry. Sorry, there has been an extra bracket. So let's suppose I have a list of names And now what I want is, I think there is some mistake. Yes, this comma should have bracket. Okay, and then I have another list, that is the roll numbers of these names. So let's say their roll number is 1561446. So now what I want is that my new list should contain a list of tuples which contains the name mapped with their roll numbers. So to do that, one way is that we can write a longer code and go one by one with each element. But since we have a we have a gif function in Python, we can do the same thing using it. And let me say that my new list is like this, and now I will use gif function. And what I want is that roll numbers should be added with the names. So let me quickly print this new list, and now you can see that what we get. So here you can see that roll number 1 has been mapped to Sam, then Tom has been mapped to 4 roll number, and Jerry has been mapped to roll number 6. Now let's see that we had one more name here and we did not provide any roll number to it. So what will happen in this case is this program will run successfully, and you will see that the last name has been dropped because it didn't had the its roll number present in the roll number list. And this is how gif function works. It drops the elements which does not have a element present in the other list which can be mapped with it. So similarly, if we have an extra element here, so what will happen is you can see here 8 has been dropped, which is the roll number list, and since it didn't have a corresponding name to it, so it was dropped in the final new list. So this is a handy gif function where we want to combine two lists, and this list will contain a list of tuples mapped to each other in a key value pair, or you can not a key value, but we can say mapped to each other. So this is how gif function works, and it can be handy in places where we have such information like roll number mapped to some names or several other scenarios. So let's move to another topic, that is enumerate. And in this case, in what enumerate does is it creates a list and adds what you can say number to it. So how we can do it? To do that, let me again quickly define the same list which we defined earlier, and let me quickly paste it here, and now you can see that we have names. And now I don't have the roll numbers, but what I want is that these roll numbers should be assigned to them automatically. So how? Starting from 1. So how we can do that? To do the same thing, we can simply write that new list 1 is equals to list, then enumerate. Okay, enumeration has a return type enumerate, and what we want to enumerate is we want to add the numbers before this names one. So returns, here you can see that it is saying that returns on enumerate object, and what we will have to do is then we will have to convert this enumerate object into a list object, and then finally we can print this list object, and you will see that now the roll numbers will be attached to every name. So here you can see that it has started appending a roll number to every name which we have saved inside Tom. So let me quickly print this output is of enumerate, so that you may be clear from where this part is coming. So here you can see this output is of the enumerate section, and you can see that before every name we have a number added to the tuple, and here we have 0, Sam, 1, Tom, then 2 has been added to Jerry. But here one thing you can notice, that we have the starting index as 0, and what we said is that we want to start our indexing from 1. So to do that, we can simply provide one more what you can say parameter to enumerate function, and here you can see in my screen start is equals to int. So here what I will do is I will just say start from 1, and now when I run this program again, you can see that now it starts enumeration from 1, and it adds 1 2 3 4 to the further objects. So this is how enumeration works in Python. And finally, let's quickly move to slicing. So slicing we have discussed earlier as well, so what I will quickly take this topic. So let's say we have a list of numbers, and in this we have a list of numbers 1 2 3 4 and then 5, and now what I want is I want to print only the first two numbers. So before starting any topic in this, what I would like to explain how indexing works in Python. So let's see. So in Python, this is the index 0, then this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, and other way which Python provides us to what you can say traverse this list is by we can also start a list from the what you can say read for a list from the back as well, or the end as well. So if you want to read the list from the end, so this will be index -1, then this will be given as index -2, and this will be given as index -3, and this -4, and finally this is index -5. So this is how indexing is done in Python, and we can do the indexing both in negative as well as positive. So now let's suppose you want to print only the first two elements of this list. So what you will do is you will say, hey, start printing the numbers starting from index 0 and print it till the element 2. So if I say 2, it means, hey, print the index at element 0, print the element at index 1, and don't, because this second element is exclusive, so it will not print 2. So if you want 1 2 3 to be printed on the screen, you will have to give the index 4, because this will not be printed and this is inclusive in this list. So let me quickly show you the output so that it will be more clear. And oh, I forgot to add the brackets here. So this is how slicing will be done. Oh, what it is saying, L numbers, okay, sorry, this was added here, this will be removed, and this is extra bracket. So now you can see that when I tell Python to print L numbers, or the list of numbers starting from index 0 and up to index 4, so in this index 4 element will not be included, so it will print 1 2 3 4, and you can see that it is at index 0, then 1 2 and 3, and 4 has been excluded from our print. So this is how Python indexing works. Now let's suppose I want to print the same pattern, but right now what I want is I want to traverse, or we can say I want to use negative indexing. So how can I do that? So what I will tell Python is that, hey, I want to print the numbers and the starting index is -5, because it will start from here, it will always start from the left side, so the first index is -5, and then it should print till -3. So you know what it will print. So it will start from -3, -5, then it will go to -4, then -3, and -3 will be excluded in our final list. So if I print it now, then again some problem is there. Okay, so the bracket has been missing, bracket is missing. So you can see that it has printed 1, then 2, and finally when it came to index -3, it has excluded the element 3 and so and further. So 1 and 2 has been printed on our screen. And you can also use a mix of negative and positive indexes. And how you can do this, you can simply say, hey, I want to start from -5 and I want to go to till index 3. So right now what will be the output? So it will start at -5 index and it will go till index, the ending index would be 3. So this is our starting point. So from here it will start, and you know the equivalent of -5 is index 0. So it will start from index 0 and it will go until index 3 is reached. So let me quickly print the output in this case, and again we have extra wrong brackets used, so keep note of those things. So here you can see that it is started with -5 index, then which is equivalent to index 0, and then it started printing 1, then 2 and 3, and as soon as it reached the index 3, it started dropping the elements, that is 4 and 5 has been excluded from our list. So this is how you can use a mix of negative and positive indexes, and keep note that it will always traverse from left to right, and the what you can say, the second element is exclusive and first element is inclusive in our list. And last thing is, if let's suppose I say that I want to print, hey, I want to print all the elements starting from index 0 and till index 3. So I can simply do is it as 0:3, and it will say, hey, since first index has not been provided, so it will start from the beginning and will go until index 3 is reached. So this is another notation. And similarly for the ending index or the second index, we can do the same. We can say, hey, start from index 3 and go until the end of the list. So let me quickly print the output of this, and you can see 1, 2, 3 has been printed, and as soon as it reaches index 3 on line number 31, it will print 1, 2, 3, and finally the last one, that is when the starting index is 3, that is element 3 starting with element, okay, here we have index 3, so this is starting element 4, and then we are saying, hey, go till the end, so it will print 4 and 5 in our output. So this is how we can perform slicing in Python. So that is all I have. So hope you would have enjoyed this video, and please do comment if you have any questions. I will be happy to answer your questions. Thank you.